and welcome to the fourth episode of Crochet Junkie podcast. My name is Amber. Thanks for joining me if this is your first time, and thanks for coming back if you're a returning viewer. I have no crochet projects to show you. I actually ended up frogging my owl eye shawl that I showed y'all last episode. I didn't really like the way it was working up. I've never actually crocheted a shawl, and I really like the pattern, and I started reading through the actual chart for the lace, and it was night and day difference between the written directions versus the chart. I love following charts. That is probably what I'm going to try to do in future projects, is find something that has a chart to follow, because that was a lot of fun. But I ended up ripping it out. I didn't like the yarn I chose. I didn't like the way it was working out, and I ended up finding a shawl to buy online. It's more like a scarf to wear to the costume party. The reason I was making the shawl, I told y'all I was going to a costume party. So I frogged that. This is going to be the episode of frogging, because I'm also frogging. This was actually finished and I started frogging it. A crocheted sock that I made with Patton's Crochet yarn in like a striped colored way. It's green and purple. And I crocheted the sock and I put it on and wore it, and the stitches, you can feel them on your foot, and it kind of hurts. And so I thought that I'll just frog it and knit some socks. Maybe the Rose City Rollers. I've seen a lot of people making those right now, so I'd like to try my hand at making some socks. So I'm frogging that, and I'm also frogging the Mr. Darcy sweater. I think I showed y'all this first episode as a whip, and it's with the Karen Simply Soft yarn. And I don't really like the yarn, but I think if I find the right pattern, I'll be able to use it fine. It just kind of squeaks. It's acrylic yarn. And, you know, like I've said, I prefer working with natural fibers, and acrylics just kind of leave me uninspired. So I am ripping this out. The gauge was too big with the needles I was using. I might still end up using this yarn for that sweater, just on a smaller size needles, because you can tell it's really holy. And even though my husband's huge, this just seemed like it was going to be really big. And I did not do a gauge swatch, and I should have, and I will if I decide to start this again. So that's about all on my frogging. I am still working on my knit along with my knit group. I went last Thursday again. Today is Monday, June 29th, and I think it's been about a week since my last podcast. I podcast last Sunday, the previous Sunday, and so I'm sorry my schedule's I take it day by day. But so I have gotten pretty far on my 3-color cowl. It's the 3-color cashmere cowl pattern on Ravelry, but I didn't use cashmere yarn. I kind of regret that now, but it is summer, and I didn't really want to be working with something so warm. I am really, really liking this, but I want to be done with it now. It's been a lot of fun to build my knitting techniques, like yarn overs and then striping and then just doing something new each row. I've really enjoyed working on this, and I like the colors that I chose. Like I said, I wish I would have done a cashmere yarn. Sorry about my dog doing the shake noise. I should have put her up. But overall, I'm really happy with it. My 9-year-old claimed it for herself, and she's really happy to see me have it finished. Every single time I'm working on it, she's like, wow, it just gets prettier and prettier. And I agree. The green and the pink magenta colors aren't really popping. They are super saturated and bright. The yellow is kind of making them take a back seat. I love these colors. I actually want to use this marigold. This is Madeline Tosh Marigold. I want to get the Pershmere, or I think it's like a cashmere wool. I want to say silk, but that might be wrong. for the vitamin D cardigan. I really want to make that, but I probably will wait until next spring because I have quite a few sweaters that I want to cast on that are more summer or more winter weight. And we're coming up, I mean, we're at June now, but by the time I get done with something, to be honest, it's going to be fall, winter, by the time I get done with a sweater. So I really need to use up my sweater weight yarn that I have already instead of buying more. But I do, I want to do the vitamin D cardigan in this colorway. I think that would just be so pretty. And as I said, I love taking cardigans around because I'm so cold-natured, so I love having a cardigan. Now, that is all the knitting I've done. Just worked on that, ripped a few things out. I have been spinning though, so let me show you this first. Okay, so I told you I wasn't very good. I told you I was new, and I've been really working on it. This is some of the first yarn that I made, and it's terrible. Thick and thin. It is plied, and it's underspun in some places and overspun in some places. My husband loves it. He saw it, and I didn't set it yet. So this is just, it's sort of poofy and really airy. I still need to set it and then wrap it. But my husband saw it sitting on the backs of the chair, and he thought it looked really cool. And he asked me if I could make him something with it. I don't know what, but he likes it, so that's neat. And he says it looks like it's done by hand instead of, you know, a machine like most factory yarns. And so some of that was done on my drop spindle, some of it was spun on my wheel. It was all plied on my wheel. And then when I went to knit night, there was a girl there that had a there was a girl that had a Turkish spindle, but there was also someone who had a Russian support spindle. And I sat there and watched her no more than 5-10 minutes or so. And I've watched endless YouTube videos, but seeing it in person, something clicked because I came home and I was spinning this. And I have been seriously unable to do this. You see that I've got quite a bit on my bobbin, and you know, it is still overspun in some places, underspun in some places, but it is all pretty much consistent in the diameter. It does thin out, but this is what I wanted when I started spinning. You know, I don't want to spin huge art yarn, thick, chunky stuff. I don't use that in anything that I crochet or knit. It's not something that I want to use for my projects. It's just, I appreciate it in the sense that other people would make it and like it, but it's not something that I would buy or want to make. So I'm really excited about doing a thinner yarn. And even on my drop spindle, I've been practicing, and I am getting very consistent and good at this. Now, I don't really understand the drop part of drop spindle because I don't drop it. It's parked the entire time, and I draft, and then I'll twist it, and then I'll hold it, and then draft. But what's on the spindle or bobbin, sorry. What's on the bobbin is actually alpaca that I bought a fleece and hand combed, and that's what this is too. It's that alpaca. And then this is some Shetland wool that, again, I bought a fleece and washed it and combed it and spun it. And I'd like to tell y'all a little bit about, just a second, when I tell my dog to stop scratching, I should have put her out. Lucy, quit. A little bit about my spinning journey, or what made me want to start spinning. Lucy, lay down. Go lay down somewhere else and scratch. Go somewhere else. So my littlest daughter is lactose intolerant, and she actually drinks almond milk. Well, because we keep chickens, I have looked into getting goats because I read that, okay, I petted you. Can you please go now? Go lay down. Go lay down. I was reading that goat milk is really good for people who are lactose intolerant. And again, I love the homesteading lifestyle. I've always wanted more animals, and why not? Almond milk is not inexpensive. It would be cheaper to own a dairy goat than it is to keep buying almond milk from the store. And it's healthier too, because I mean, honestly, it's organic and chemicals and all that stuff that's in processed food nowadays. But in researching goats and milk goats, I was watching a bunch of homesteading videos on YouTube, and this lady named Dirt Patch Heaven is her YouTube channel. If you care about homesteading, she's got tons and tons and tons of information. But she actually owns goats and spins. And she talked about spinning on one of her videos, and that really intrigued me. I knew that hand-spun yarn was a thing, obviously. I've used hand-spun yarn. I've been gifted hand-spun yarn, but I never really had the desire to spin or to know anything about spinning until that video. And that was only, I would say, back in March. And so after that video, I watched some other videos on how to build my own drop spindle, because I'm not one to invest a ton of money into something until I know that it's something that I really want to do. I can be a bit flaky on new things, where I go off and want everything at once, and then once I have it, I kind of get burned out. And then so I wanted definitely to know that I liked it before I invested any money. So I made my first drop spindle out of a CD. I've talked about this, in a little drumstick from one of my daughter's drum sets, and a wood screw like this on the top. And it was so easy. And I was spinning, and I got some fiber from my local yarn store, and I didn't like that fiber, and what I spun was obviously not very good because I was a beginner, but I knew that I liked it. I knew that I wanted to invest more into the tools to be able to do more stuff with it. And I think I've talked about this before too. I was watching a TED Talk about how long it takes to learn something, or how long it takes to learn a new skill. Not master that skill, just learn it to where you are proficient at doing it. And it's only 20 hours. If you invest 20 hours into anything, you're going to be able to get by enough to self-teach. Like with a language, I've mentioned wanting to learn a foreign language, and that's one of the things that they tell you, just practice for 20 hours and you'll get it. And that's what I've been trying to tell myself with my spinning, is if I just sit down and do it and do it and do it and do it and do it, even though it's not the greatest, eventually this is going to become this. So I'm glad that I've stuck with it. And I actually was researching about different fibers and different companies and places to buy fibers, and I came across something called the spinning box. And basically this small company, takes other companies off of Etsy, other small-time mom-and-pop type shops, and puts all of their little samples. They send samples, they pay. From my understanding, the companies themselves send all of their samples to the spinning box company, and then she is also a fiber maker. I don't know how to say that. And she puts it all together and then sends it out. So it's a subscription thing. It goes by monthly. I subscribed by sending my email, and then they tell us when they're ready. And you don't have to buy it every month. You can buy it every month, or you can't. It's so inexpensive. I thought that this was the best way for me to try a wide variety of fibers, of a wide variety of distributors, and not having a lot of initial investment. So I think the total was about $57 US, including shipping. So I think the box is like 40 something, and then shipping is about $10. But so I'm just going to go through the box and show you what's in it, because I think phenomenal, and I wanted to sort of do a review on it. I haven't actually spun any of it, just got the box this morning, and I, of course, could not wait to do the video to peek through, so I've looked through it. But this is a Luet Dyed Fiber Blends sampler, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not really that usable in the spinning sense. I guess I could take these off and spin them all up, but it's nice to see like what their fiber dyes look like. I don't know, I think it's a cool sampler, especially with the US ruling. Perfect, right? Rainbow? I really like it. I don't know, I'm just going to like maybe tack that to the wall somewhere so I can look at it because it's pretty. And then I got this, and I actually don't, sorry for the rustling, I'm going to pop it open and see if this card says what kind of fiber it actually is. Ooh, it does. Sweet. Surrey, Merino, Silk, Soft Silk, Bamboo, Angelina, and Firestar. And it says save 15% with code SPINNINGBOX. And this is Dandelions and Daisies. And I love this, okay? It's a little washed out in my really bright living room, but it's black and purple and, oh man, green. Purple and green, guys, y'all know that's me. Or I keep telling y'all, I cannot wait to spin this. I'm gonna have to see. Look at that. Oh man, the purple is really electric. I mean, you cannot, sorry. I don't know how to describe it other than electric. So I wish I wouldn't have taken that out of the packaging, but I'm glad that I did to show you guys. I can't get it back in there right now. And this green is like a mermaid green, I don't know, just really Kelly green and like a light blue green, and then the black. Yeah, I'm really excited about this bat. And I've never spun a bat before. So again, this is, I'm new to spinning, and this is a great way to try a wide variety of things. Go lay down. Go lay down, please. This is really cool. This is a handmade card, like with the paper. I am a tactile person, obviously. I love working with my hands and fibers. But so this is the spinning box and their story, and how to use it and how to spin your yarn. And then it has all of the cards for the businesses that are inside. And then some extras too, because I noticed that there were maybe from past spinning boxes. This is a relatively new thing. I think this is only their third box. There were two previous to this. Two of my favorite things that were in the envelope were sticky notes, spinning box with little yarn, I thought that was really cute. And this little sort of quick postcard reference guide, they feel laminated, on different spin techniques. Like, how do you prep it? How do I spin it? 2-ply? What are some ways that you could try this? I just thought that was, again, as a newbie, that's why I wanted this box, so I could try different things and different techniques. This is Rock and String Creations, which I actually think Little Bobbin, no, not Little Bobbin, that's another podcast that I watch, but a Homespun House might be doing a giveaway with some of their fiber right now, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't want to keep with all of the wrestling. Lucy is biting anyway. But I do, and it's a braid. Just a really pretty braid with some pinks and some dark blues with some maybe black or navy, I can't tell with it in the braid, and then some purple. So that will be really pretty. It doesn't say, oh, it is, it's on Falkland. This is Another Sleepless Night on Falkland. And it says use coupon code SPINBOX15 to get 15% off on anything in the Etsy shop. Again, rock and string creation. Beautiful braid. Cannot wait to spin it. Falkland. I have not spun that. That's going to be a lot. Exciting. This is prismatic fibers, merino wool, soft silk, and alpaca. And this looks like, again, the rustling. I should have had all of these open. It's kind of exciting to open them though and touch them for the first time on the video. Oops, I snagged it. Darn staplers. Use tape, guys. Use tape. Staples. Metal objects and fibers are not friends. I've actually considered asking my husband to get my wedding ring reset more like I think they're called bezeled settings, because seriously, it constantly snags, and it's not huge. This is exactly what I wanted when we got married. But of course, you know, as I've grown, my tastes have changed, and it's just not practical. It snags on everything. And when our babies were small, I couldn't wear it because I'd poke them. I'd poke our poor babies. They would have little scratches on their fat little thighs from when I'd changed their diapers. So I couldn't wear it. This is really pretty. Just a little fiber nest, I think this is what they're called. And it's, what did I do with them? Right, I said it was merino, soft silk, and alpaca. And it's like a really minty green and chocolate, like mint chocolate chip. And I have no idea like how much this is. The website says it's between 10 to 11 ounces of spinnable fiber total that you get from each different vendor. So it's this, Lucy, stop doing that. This is alpaca, soft silk, silk null, and Angelina. I love these little bags. I always save them and end up using them in gifts or other little things, just these little bags. I don't know, it just, you know, adds a cute element, just a nice little element. And I think these are relatively inexpensive. You can get them at most dollar stores, craft stores. This is really cool. And I already said what it was again, but it's got Selena or Angelina. It's so soft. It is so soft and pretty. It's got some really vibrant blue with white and black, and then again the sparkles. I think I want to spin this on my drop spindle. It just seems like it would be a lot of fun to spin on my drop spindle. I love this. It doesn't seem like it's very much. I don't think that I would be able to, you know, make an item with this. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. Because, I mean, it seems like it's pretty dense. Maybe a small item, like a pair of child's gloves or something. We'll see. We will see. That just is so pretty. Okay. And this was my oldest daughter's favorite and my favorite too. I'm going to take it out. But again, you cannot see the beauty of it. This is the Crochet Fiber Arts. And now that is the company that puts this whole box together. Crochet Fiber Arts. And I will show you. And this is her Orion Nebula colorway. And it is custom blended blue-faced luster, icicle, merino, corydale, and bamboo for your spinning pleasure. It's sure to make an out-of-this-world yarn. Use coupon code SOFTSILK for 10% off your next order at Crochet Fiber Arts. So the theme, she has themes for some of the boxes, but not all of them. The theme for this month was Galaxy, I think. And all of these are definitely, this one's very earthy. So I think that's cool that we got an earthy. I love earth tones. And this kind of stuck to the side. Oh, I cannot pull this out. It's coming apart. There's her thing. And I'm not going to pull all this out. I'm just going to pull a small amount out so we can, and there is some orange and light blue and white and purple. I love this sort of space rainbow. I don't know. I am definitely going to spin this on my wheel. I hope that that my spinning can do this justice. I mean, this is some really nice fiber, and there's a lot in here. A lot. It seems like a considerable amount. I think it's roving. I don't know, so it's just all long piece. We will set that over there and continue because the box goes on. Again, all of this was in the box and it's $50. I think it's a phenomenal deal. Kamaj Fibers also sent some Angelina, which is fantastic because now I can take some of the fleece I have and sparkle it up. And it's a lot too. It seems like a lot because I know the sparkle goes a long way. So I think that this would last me quite a bit. And this is Acres Wild alpacas. Now I get that this is about advertising. The box idea is about advertising and it's about getting your company's name out there. But when this is such a small amount that, yeah, I can see that it's nice fiber and that it's clean. But at the same time, this isn't really enough to let me know what your company's about. It's very, very clean. It's very soft. It looks well prepped. There's no vegetable matter. It smells incredible. But I mean, again, I'm not going to spin this up and have an idea about how good your fiber is versus something like this, which, I mean, I know it's not doable for every company to send such a generous amount, but I can actually make something from this. I could probably pair this with something, but I don't know. It's just, that seems like advertising. And I know the point of the box is to advertise, but you also want to send your consumers something that's usable. You don't just purely want to put your name in there, because I doubt that I would go to this company versus this one. If I wanted some fiber that somebody else, I would use them. Somebody who put a very generous, usable amount, and again, this was dandelions and daisies. This bat is gorgeous, and it gives me enough to really feel the fibers going through my hands, and not only that, but make something in the end. That way I can see how the actual fiber works up into a project. I can have yarn. I've had machine yarn, or machine produced yarn that I didn't like the way it knitted up, or I didn't like the way it crocheted up. So this isn't really enough. This is purely advertisement, which is okay. I'm not knocking you. More power to you. You paid, obviously, and you did put something in the box, which is a very nice product, and it smells incredible, which is really hard to do with fleece, I've found so far in my dealings with and this is always really fun. I notice, because I've seen some other people open up their boxes, and they always throw in like cute little extras. Like this is a galaxy sucker, It says 10 signature flavors, vintage confections, home of the Planet Lollipop. Planet Lollipop Solar System Lollipop, made by hand in the U.S. My 4-year-old was like, "Tucker, can I have it?" Of course you can. And then pearl earrings. How gorgeous are those? Freshwater pearls, surgically stainless steel earring wires. And Lucy's back. Go, Lucy, go lay down. Don't get your nose in my back. Go lay down. She doesn't like to be slapped in the face. I don't think my dog's like that. Again, another little, just a little pouch. Pretty little pouch. I could probably put a gift in it or something. And this was inside. America. Again, my daughters were very excited to find this. They have claimed it for their own, which is not a problem. I like that the box contained items that they could be excited about as well. It makes me feel less guilty for buying something for myself. And this is the Mystery of the Universe blocks, because I don't know what kind they are. Hand washed with unicorn powder scour and hand dyed with jacquard and prochem acid dyes. Prochem acid dyes. So these blocks are gorgeous, and they smell really great. But again, I just don't feel like this is enough to really do anything with, other than pet, which is okay too. I don't know, this is just kind of crazy. And that bright orange is just sort of freaking me out. I mean, no offense to the maker of this, but Hunter Orange is really bright. Definitely, I think that would be really cool if I could do like maybe take my little small amount of alpaca that this company sent me and do a necklace. And somehow attach these to where I have, you know, like a lock necklace. Are those the thing? I'll have to Google that after for some inspiration on lock necklaces. So here's another little thing. It's got a chocolate and some buttons. And on the back it says, try our different breeds of all-natural spinning fiber. Take a spin outside your comfort zone. 100% Canadian low environmental footprint. Take 10% off your purchase. Checkout code TAKE10. And this is Spin and Knit, Gloria Patre. Let me try to open this without making too much rustling. Sorry. There we go, Gloria Patre. Stitch markers, natural spinning fibers, hand spun yarns, knitting notations, and decorative buttons. And those buttons really are cute. There's her card. I think those buttons would go really well with this fiber. For something. I don't know what. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And a chocolate. And again, my kids, can I have the chocolate? Yes. Because I'm a nice mama. I'm a nice mama. And here is another Kamash Fiber Arts contribution. Soft silk. It's just some soft silk in Starry Night colorway. Black, blue, and white. It's really soft. I'm excited about trying to spin silk. I've read that it's super difficult, so I don't know. Okay, you know what? I take back what I said about this guy, because this is better than this. What is this? This isn't even a sample. Broadway Creations. I'm sorry, Broadway Creations, but this is not telling me anything about your company. I mean, I can't use this. I would spend maybe that much yarn. It's advertisement. I won't even give you her coupon code. Is that mean of me? I don't know. I just think, I don't know. I think that's a little bit not what the box is about. So this, oh, and I got to the very bottom of the box. I was looking online at them, at her like preview thing, and I saw these stitch markers. There's suns and moon, or stars and crescent moons. And again, that's from the Gloria Patre website. Let me take these out. Sorry. I have to take these out. I was the most excited about these stitch markers. I don't know why I have 1,000 stitch markers. But they are there we go. Just a little star with a moon. I love those. I love those. And again, here's her card. 10% off your purchase with Take 10. And I thought it was really cool that she put in a shell. Comage Fiber Arts is in Florida, or the box came from Florida, and my girls were like, a seashell! Yay! They loved that. And this was a nice add-in. This bin is all about the prep. Just a little book talking about yarn engineering, worsted prep, woolen prep for a newbie. Again, I appreciate things that tell me how to do it. And the sample of Unicorn Power Scour, which is great because I've been wanting to use this. I've been wanting to try it. And that was everything that was in the box. So quite a bit for, again, $50. I think that is a great amount of fiber, and this is probably going to take me quite some time to get through. But I'm really looking forward to spinning all of this and talking to you guys about it. And I hope to be done with my CAL pretty soon, because remember the 2 in 2015 rule that I imposed on myself, that I will only work on 2 projects in 2015 instead of just endlessly collecting works in progress. In addition to that, after I finish an item that I've cast on, or a new project that I've started, I have to go to my UFO project pile and finish 2 items. I think that I need to be more disciplined with finishing the things. So I think it's going to be a good rule until I get some stuff finished, like this lovely blanket that's on the back of my chair. It needs to be finished, and I need to be focused on finishing my things instead of just collecting more works in progress. That said, I am dying to cast on the Broken Seed Stick socks in this yarn. What this yarn? The blue is Dream in Color Smushy with Cashmere. Oh, and it is so smushy. I actually picked this up a year ago when we went to vacation in New Orleans, and I've never used it. And I'm dying to cast on some socks for myself. And that's why I am frogging these Rose City Rollers Broken Seed Stitch socks. And I also know what I said about being on a fiber diet, but things change, and I bought more yarn. I have some on the way. I cannot wait to the next episode to show you. It is the self-striping watermelon yarn. My 9-year-old is a watermelon nut, and she cannot wait for that yarn to come. So I will cast on those socks as soon as it comes and wait on the Broken Seed Stitch socks. But I'm hoping maybe I can get some Rose City Roller socks knocked out before the watermelon yarn comes. Maybe not. But definitely before I cast on watermelon socks, because I've decided I need socks. I've made my husband 2 pair. I've not made myself a pair. My daughter has yarn planned for herself 2 pair. So I need a pair of socks, or 2. So I really like socks. And I got some new just the other day. The ones that I like, that I talked about, Knitter's Pride, Nova, Cubics, Platina. Love these DPNs for socks. They're my favorite. They're my favorite. And I also got, when I got this, a little sample of Wool Wash, the lavender. And from Jimmy Bean Wool, again, their shipping is so fast, and I love them so much. But that is all that I have to show you guys for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to have some more of this loveliness spun up for next time, maybe even my cowl finished. And I will definitely put the dogs up so you don't have to listen to them crunching and scratching and sniffing my fiber. See you next time.